All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. After 54 years in the cheese state of Wisconsin, could the Milwaukee Brewers be on the move? I say this because this is more than just an internet rumor, as the Brewers are seeking upgrades to American Family Field, which opened in 2001. The Brewers are seeking more than $400 million to the venue, which has hosted one Major League Baseball game during its time. You're hearing about the political holdup in Wisconsin between the governor as well as state lawmakers over funding. But would the Brewers really, and I mean really, consider leaving Milwaukee? You look at the optics of this right now. And in my opinion, this is not a good look for Major League Baseball as we're in the midst of seeing all of the chaos that's going on with the Oakland Athletics, and they're more than likely moving to Las Vegas. And we've seen how that's alienated the fan base in Northern California. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's just egg on the face of MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. However, let's just say, stake an argument that the Brewers did leave. It wouldn't be the first time that an MLB franchise has skipped town, and I'll tell you like this, it won't be the last. I mean, most people alive today don't know the aftermath, if you will, the pain from when the Dodgers and Giants both bid farewell to New York City about 70 years ago in favor of California. And in the process, it broke so many hearts of baseball fans in the Big Apple at that time, alienated a lot of people. Of course, the departure of the Giants and Dodgers made way for the Mets. But the thing is like those fans that were fans of both the Giants and Dodgers, they didn't necessarily just come back, all of them at least, to the game of baseball. We've seen teams flirt with leaving a venue. Let's not forget about 30 years ago, George Steinbrenner was dead serious about moving the Yankees to New Jersey. We saw about 30 years ago as well, the Giants flirt with leaving San Francisco in favor of San Jose. I mean, you look at it right now, uh, this is just a bad look. But I'll say this about Wisconsin. I've never been there, but how is it? And I'm just asking, how is it that, the Packers, the Green Bay Packers, can consistently be happy at Lambeau Field? They've made upgrades to it, yes, over the years. But I mean, you've never heard, or you never even talked about heard the NFL talk about moving the Packers out of Green Bay. And then of course the Milwaukee Bucks were able to get funding for their new arena as well. But why is it that these two pro franchises in the state of Wisconsin are happy and the Brewers are not? I'm just asking. I'm not saying that to be sarcastic or whatever like that. Now, American Family Field, Miller Park, whatever you want to refer to it as, it's not that old of a venue in the grand lexicon of sports venues. But to me, this is another classic example in the sports world where it's all about doing whatever it takes to get what you want as far as being a team owner. I mean, let's just stick with Major League Baseball for the moment. The Texas Rangers, the ballpark at Arlington, that was that was state of the art when it opened in the mid 90s. But I will give the Rangers the benefit of the doubt for getting a new venue, just due to the fact of they have that retractable roof. You know how hot that it gets in Texas at times, as well as the rain delays. So now having Globe Life Field kind of cuts down on that. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they're looking for a new stadium as well. Chase Field out there in Phoenix, another state of the art venue that came into play in the late 90s. And of course, there's a lot of good dynamics to it. Uh, I would just say, you know what, just make some adjustments to the park. I really don't understand the need for the Diamondbacks to get a new venue. I still think it's one of the best in baseball, in my opinion. We've seen other parks that came into play about 30 years ago or so. They've gotten upgrades over the years, and there's nothing wrong with that. Oriole Park at Camden Yards, The Rogers Center, of course, originally the Sky Dome, has had some touch ups, as has, older parks such as Dodger Stadium and Fenway Park. But at the end of the day, I do believe that the Brewers definitely belong in Milwaukee. To me, this is all about leverage, and this is all about seeing how much leverage that you have if you are the Brewers organization. But at the end of the day, there is no loyalty in sports whatsoever because it's business. And, for me, loyalty in sports, in my opinion, were thrown out the window when Robert Ursay picked up or packed up his Mayflower trucks in the dead of night to have his Colts leave Baltimore for Indianapolis. And that was seconded about 13 years later when Art Modell took the original Browns out of Cleveland in favor of Baltimore. And my thing is this: if the Colts can leave Baltimore, and if the Browns, the original Browns, can leave Cleveland, then you know what? Anything's possible. And we're also seeing it on the collegiate front as well with all of this conference reshuffling as well. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the team owners of professional franchises, if these guys and gals do not get what they want, whether it's a new stadium, upgrades to their current venue, or the tax breaks that they are seeking from the town that they're in, guess what? They know that there is going to be a town, a city, county, a state, whomever that is going to be willing to give them what they want. And I guarantee you, if the Brewers do not get what they want from Milwaukee, guess what? There's going to be multiple cities that would welcome them with open arms. It would suck. It will be bad. But guess what? It would happen. So at the end of the day, will the Brewers leave Milwaukee? My gut tells me no. And I say this because I think that the Brewers organization right now is just using this as a ploy. They're using this as leverage to try to get what they want. And I think ultimately they will. However, with that said, nothing surprises me anymore. If you told me 2 years from now that the Brewers were leaving Milwaukee in favor of Montreal, in favor of Portland, heck, and even in favor of Oakland. It would be one of those scenarios where honestly, I would not be surprised. I'll tell you like this though, it's a slap in if the Brewers did leave, it would be a slap in the face of all of their fans, just like it was a slap in the face, and it has been a slap in the face of the A's fans, and just like it's been a slap in the face of so many other fan bases that have seen their franchises that they follow and support get uprooted and they get left with absolutely nothing. You look at it like this: the Brewers have some great fans. I mean, there are great sports fans in the state of Wisconsin, period. And I just hope that this issue gets taken care of for their sake. You think about, I know that the Brewers have not won a World Series championship, but you think about this organization and what they've meant to baseball for so long. The Brewers, of course, started as the Seattle Pilots, moved after 1 year. But then you think about this organization, of course, that classic World Series that they were a part of in 1982 with the St. Louis Cardinals, a beer maker series. And of course, that franchise at that time was called Harvey's Wallbangers. And of course, they had a couple of Hall of Famers on that team, which included Robin Yount and Paul Molitor. You think about the rivalries that those Brewers had in the American League. Then you think about the rivalries that the Brewers have had since coming to the National League, most notably with the Chicago Cubs. I'll tell you like this: it would be a doggone shame to see Milwaukee, the Brewers leave Milwaukee. But again, at the end of the day, anything is possible. This is the name of the game. These owners, they want what they want, and if they don't get it, they're going to go someplace else. But hopefully, for the sake of everybody involved, the Brewers will remain in Milwaukee. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out now to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, Please feel free to follow me at 300 pounds of sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.